Howdy folks, welcome back to another episode. Hope that y'all enjoyed the last one. The developing and building of our house and property has been super cool, very fun, and there'll be more videos to come. They'll be much better done, I promise. However, tonight we are sitting in a tree stand, and we are after a group of hogs that, unfortunately, I'm kind of embarrassed to say, has been absolutely kicking my butt. This is hunt like number 5 or 6 or something like that after this one group of hogs. Every time I'm here, they are not. They are here literally every single night from anywhere between about 7:45, right before dark, for a good hour and a half, or until all the corn's gone. Some nights they show up at 8, sometimes they show up at 8:15. Last night, I was sitting in this spot, 2 nights in a row. They'd come in right at 8 o'clock. Just enough shooting light, looks good on the camera, so on and so forth. Megan and I are sitting here, and they don't show. We get out of the tree stand, get back to the house. Lo and behold, like, 10:30 rolls around. At night, they show up. I've been watching them on the neighbor's property, so I know which direction they're coming from. Hunting with a good wind. I don't think I'm making that much noise whenever I get in here. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time. Same spot. I've been hunting the same stand for about 6 years. But my goodness, I can't catch a break to save my life on this group. There's one hog in particular, black and white spotted, calico hog, whatever you want to call it. Half its face is black, half its face is white. That is the one tonight. That is the one I want. It has probably the coolest colorations and markings of any hog that I've ever seen or even taken. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Maybe they'll show up at 8 o'clock tonight. I have about as good of a wind as it's gonna get. I'm revisiting a broadhead. I think it's called a grave digger or something like that. Yeah, Bloodsport grave digger, that's what it is. I haven't used this head in a very long time, at least not that I can remember. So we're gonna give it another go tonight. Dan Royer sent me in some broadheads, one of which I did a video on, the other 2 of which have passed through hogs, and neither of which were recovered, so that stinks. But I appreciate him sending those broadheads in. Just back-to-back hunts about 2 or 3 weeks ago. So that's a little annoying, but anyway, there's a new group that moved in, and I'm excited to get after them. Hoping to take out the lead sow tonight, and then if all goes as it normally does, the rest will hopefully be not necessarily slim pickings, but at least a little bit easier pickings than what they are now. But before we get rolling into this hunt, I want to share the verse of the day with you guys. It comes from John chapter 8, verse 12, and it says, Jesus spoke to the people once more and said, I am the light of the world. If you follow me, you won't have to walk in darkness because you will have the light that leads to life. What a beautiful promise we have in Jesus. He says that he will never leave us or forsake us. He is by our side through all walks of life. And if you haven't already, I want to encourage those of you that haven't, give your life to Jesus and follow him. It'll be the best decision you've ever made in your life. And with that said, I got my sniper hog lights set up. I'm hoping to run this stock archery right through a pig tonight, but if it doesn't happen in the daylight, we're definitely going to do it in the dark. So we're ready to rock and roll. You guys sit back, buckle up, and enjoy this one with me. Let's put some pork on the ground. If you guys haven't noticed yet, excuse me, crow, it is straight up thermocell season. Are you done? No? Okay. Hit me with it again. Thank you. Yeah, whatever. The gnats just about carried us off last night. So I had to break out the thermostat for the first time of the year. Welcome to Texas in April. Meanwhile, at one of my other locations where I am not, been just my luck for about the last 2 or 3 weeks, but it's okay. Holding out for here. See what happens. What a hunt. Thank you, Lord. That was awesome. I was talking to Megan earlier this afternoon, and she brought it up all on her own. She said, I think I'm just bad luck for you. It's the last 2 or 3 hunts that we've had together. Haven't seen anything, haven't gotten it, and it's been just bone dry, basically. And here I am by myself tonight, and well, we end up with a pig, so I guess we'll have to blame it on her. I'm just kidding. It works out that way, and I love when a plan finally comes together. These hogs have been really tough to get on. The weird weather, I know, has a lot to do with it. Sometimes it rains, sometimes it doesn't. But we're successful tonight, and I am super stoked. That is one squealing sow right there. I just pulled this arrow here that we sent down range, and the only thing that I'm missing is the broadhead. I think it's stuck in the offside shoulder. Apparently I didn't do too great of a job of prepping my arrows and gluing in my outserts because we lost it, but that's okay. Based off of the previous videos that I've done with that head, I'm pretty sure it's going to be good and mangled and toast. Ended up sending a second one down range just to make it quick, and man, I'm glad that we didn't have to track this one through the woods. I've had some people that hated on me in some previous videos for not basically getting on my stomach and my hands and my knees and going and crawling into the brush for a hog in the springtime. And I just gotta tell you what, guys, it is rattlesnake time right now. Not even just rattlesnakes, but all kinds of other snakes, venomous and non-venomous. And a hog is just not worth crawling through the brush for. And I haven't not gone after and given a search for a hog my all in about probably 2.5 or 3 years. I go all in, all out every time, but there are just some occasions every few years where it just doesn't feel right to get down on the hands and knees and crawl through some brush. Megan and I, about 2 or 3 days ago, sitting in this exact same spot where I'm at tonight, had a big old rattlesnake, about 4.5, 5 foot long, come right across. I'll let you guys watch this footage. If I could have gotten that snake pinned down with that stick, it would have been over with. But I couldn't get him pinned down. The brush kept me from getting through to him. And I'm just hoping that I get to him before he gets to me. Needless to say, folks, wear your snake boots. It's that time of year. I worked almost a 12-hour day today, and I didn't really want to come get in the stand, but I said, you know what? Got to do it for you guys, and I'm glad we did. For whatever reason here lately, I've been a little bit higher than I want to be. Need to get my bow back to the range and zeroed in, but let's get her flipped over here. Face is a little bit muddy, but maybe it's not as black as oh, I know why it's not as black as I remember. It's because it's covered in mud. But you can kind of tell if that dust wasn't on there. Half her face was black and the other half was white. And the top of her back is tan, like the sand almost. That's pretty cool. Alright folks, here she is all set up. Say the broadhead performed. I know it's pretty mangled. If it wasn't lodged in the offside bone, we'd be getting it out. But it's almost 9:30. I gotta get up early, go to work tomorrow. And all in all, we had a great hunt. I was hoping the piglets would come back. I'd like to catch some, or maybe fling some more arrows. And speaking of my arrows, if you guys want to pick some up and save yourself some money whenever you buy some, use this code right here. And the link is down in the description below. The stock archery arrows I've been running for, I think, almost a year and a half now, maybe a little bit longer. I have absolutely loved them. I wouldn't have had any issues with the first one had I done a little bit better arrow prep and cleaning and glued them in a little bit better. But you know what? Pretty awesome to send a hybrid head with 2-inch mechanical all the way through the offside shoulder and just stick them where they lay or where they were standing. Didn't break, held up, flew true, and I love that high shoulder shot, man. I just love not having to track them. For those of you that have been watching for many years, you know I went on a 6-month run of nothing but spotted colored hogs, and I just love them. And I gotta say, these are my favorite colored hogs to take out. We'll do some cleanup on those piglets in some future videos, and I must say, we're gonna have to get one of the little piglets and we gotta put it on the smoker whole. I think it's gonna turn out great. I can still hear the little piglets back off to the right now. I want you guys to check out the sponsors that help make these videos possible: Quick Stick Archery, the Stock Archery Arrows, and Matthews Archery, Matthews Bows. They helped make this one possible tonight. The wind changed on me last second. I thought that we weren't going to get to take this hog out, but fortunately enough, my feeder's close enough and I was high enough up in the tree that my scent just kind of hovered off to the side just a little bit, just long enough for me to take out this hog. I got busted by another one that's been hanging with this group, but it all worked out in the end. Thank you, Lord. Hope that you guys enjoyed this one. Y'all are awesome. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure that you're subscribed, and I'll see you in just a few days.